Why are sellers getting so desperate in this market? If you asked that question back in 2022, people would have laughed you right out of the market. Houses were literally selling like hot Krispy Kreme donuts with the hot sign. Nobody wanted to miss out. It was almost like it was a wild game of musical chairs with about 20 buyers for every listing. Nobody wanted to be that poor soul that was left without a seat when the music stopped. Fast forward to today, right here in Columbia, South Carolina, and the script's flipped. Sellers are now feeling like a wallflower at the dance, watching buyers stroll by and barely taking a glance, and if they find anything wrong, they just go to the next house. This market is not crashing. Our jobs are stable, the economy is solid, but the rules have changed, and sellers who don't adjust are the ones that are suffering. Now let's talk about what's happening, why it matters, and what smart sellers are doing right now. Hold on to the end, because after I talk about all the sellers, I will not forget about the buyers. I am giving you some quick info to what has changed for the buyers in this market. Hey guys, now my name is Chad Dorman. I'm the local real estate agent right here in Columbia and the Midlands. Every single week, I get to help people just like you. Honestly, it's the highlight of my day in talking to other people. I am a people person, if you have not noticed yet. If this is your first time to the channel, go ahead, please hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, click that notification bell. That way you can be the first to find out about the local market here in Columbia, South Carolina, every single time I post a video. And I post more than just about anybody else here in Columbia, so I can give you guys even more information than what you got. Give all the tips and the tricks, the local market, everything. Now, if you're in the market to actually buy or sell a home right now, I have all kinds of people watching these videos. But if you're in the market to buy or sell your home, give me a call, text, email, or Zoom call anytime. I really like the Zoom calls where I can meet you face to face and we can come up with a game plan to get you going. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's talk about number one for sellers, price cuts, or should I say death by 1,000 cuts. Here's the first sign of desperation. You might not think it, and I didn't either just years ago or so. I'm gonna tell you the difference. I would even tell people, okay, if you want to start at your price a little higher, let's start. Just know that you can come down a little bit. And every single time you make that price cut, it's gonna go in everybody's search again so that they see it again. But what I didn't realize is when you're only lowering the cost by 1%, 2% every week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it seems desperation. And what I've talked to about clients, they think something's wrong. It's not strategy, it's panic in slow motion. I did this on my own flip house. I have lowered it now $65,000, but if it's priced right in the beginning, those are the ones that are really going. Every price cut trains buyers to wait. Multiple reductions screams something's wrong. If you do need to adjust, do it once and do it right. Price ahead of the market, literally drag you behind it. So one bold correction beats 5 embarrassing ones. Let me tell you a story. It's about someone else. It wasn't my listing, but the seller called me just to ask me some stuff. And he said, a seller in Irmo, they insisted on listing their home at $320,000. Hey, 2022 was crazy. Maybe we'll get it. Well, after 3 agonizing months, multiple 5K drops, and no bites, he finally slashed the price to $299. Immediately they got interest and they sold just below that. By then the home had a stale reputation. Meanwhile, another similar house, literally right down the road, they listed at $300K from day one. They ended up in a bidding war and actually got over asking price. Moral of the story, buyers swoop when they sense value. Those multiple small cuts, they are not sensing value in that. Make sure, let's get together, give me a call, again, text, and I'll help you come up with a plan so that you know, because the biggest thing in my business is communication, and I want you to know just as well what our entire plan is as we go. Chapter 2, concessions are back. If you sold in 2021, 2022, this part might hurt your feelings just a little bit. Buyers did not give any concessions in 21 or 22 during this COVID era and stuff. I mean, literally buyers were offering to name their first kid after the seller. They were doing everything they could, overbidding, going as is, hoping that it would appraise with the overbidding that they did. I even had buyers offering to pay for some seller concessions and their closing costs. It was unreal, but they are back. It's not that the market's that bad. Believe it or not, we have, here in Columbia in the MLS, we have about 2.5 to 3 months worth of inventory. That's still a seller's market. Yet at the same time, it is gradually shifting to a balanced market, which is not bad. All it means is you've got to prepare your sellers up front. Budget. When you do that net sheet with your agent should always be doing a net sheet with the seller. When you're doing that, budget those concessions in, and for the worst possible scenario, so that you know exactly what you're getting back. This can include closing costs, rate buy downs, repairs. Nearly half of the deals out there now include seller help. Buyers are back to asking for seller help, and sellers are scared to death if they don't give them some, that they're gonna walk and go to the next one. Again, that doesn't mean you're losing, it just means you're competing. Concessions is a lot better than just sitting 90 days on market paying a mortgage. Number 3, homes are sitting longer on market. Prepare your sellers for this. In Columbia, homes used to sell in days. Again, going back to that 21, 22, 23 market, things were going really, really fast. Now, 45 to 70 days is not uncommon at all. And here's what buyers think after 30 days. If no one else wanted it, why should I pay full price? And that's just after 30 days. Longer days on market equals weaker negotiating position. You've got to take all these different chapters or these numbers that I'm going over in this video and think about every single one. The clock is not your friend anymore. It's not that this market is any worse. Matter of fact, Columbia is so stable, we're still increasing month over month and year over year by 2, 3, 4% in different markets, even more in different suburbs. But we do have more inventory. So things are sitting on that market a little bit longer, but there are things that you can do. And unless you have a hot home, it also requires that seller prep. You want to put your best foot forward, and we're going to talk about new homes soon, and even more so why you've got to put that best foot forward with resales. Wait till I give you the figures on the new market, on the new builds. It's unreal right now, and this market is supporting it. Make sure, listen to your realtor when you're talking about this, when it's pricing, when it's days on market, all of this. Okay, here's one of the big ones I do not think sellers even realize is happening out there. Number 4, builders are stealing your buyers. I did a search on our MLS, the entire MLS. In just the last 6 months, 28% of all closings were new builds. That's huge. So when resales, when you're getting on your market, you're competing with these people. Why would, when I go, the last 3 out of 6 sales that I've done have been new builds. The last one I did, $328,000. This was a 4-bedroom house, a big house, all upgrades, quartz countertops, LVP throughout the entire bottom. It didn't even have carpet on the stairs. It had regular LVP stairs going up. It had a guest room downstairs with a full bath. It came with all the appliances. So it had refrigerator, it had a garage door opener, it came with blinds. These were all things that were included in the sale of the home. It was an FHA loan. They had to put nothing down, nothing. And it was at 4.99% financing. They're offering, new builds are offering all this stuff, shiny new upgrades, new warranty. So it's under a 1-year manufacturer's warranty going up. You can do all this stuff. You're not having to pay as much. If a buyer can get a lower payment on a more expensive new home, why would they buy yours and go for a resale? Moral of the story, seller strategy, you must win on one of 3 options: price, condition, or terms. You got to pick at least one. Better yet, all 3. But if you don't pick any of these and do any of it, your house will sit on the market. You've got to take your price. You're only going to sell your house for what a buyer will pay for it, period. I have a company that I work with that can come in. They can fix floors, countertops, they can paint, they can do all kinds of stuff, and they'll just charge you. You can finance it month to month, and so you're just paying the month to month until you sell the house, and then you can pay it off once you sell the house. Now that is a lot better, and people don't realize, even if I have to put into a resale 15 to 20,000, then I can bump the price up as much as 50,000. Why do you think people are flipping homes here in Columbia? Because you can do that when it looks better. Your house, when people come to view it, are gonna be wowed. And that's what's gonna give you that great comparison to all the new builds that are going on out there. Okay, number 5, market warning signs. Now, sellers and buyers should be looking at this, but I'm here to tell you, in most markets across the US, the days on market, they're up. Inventory of houses that are on the market, it's up. Price reductions, they're up. Buyer cancellations, they are up. Interest rates, they're still high. They are coming down. Inflation was actually flat across the board recently, and Trump's got some stuff. I'm gonna do a video on some of the stuff that's hopefully coming for affordability with houses in 26. I'm gonna do one of those soon. They have came down some, but they're actually about the same place they were last year at this same time. We are not in 2021, 22, 23 anymore. And pretend that it is, this is one of the reasons why sellers are getting desperate. So make sure that we are doing exactly what your agents, and if you don't have an agent, call me. I will gladly sell your house. If you don't have an agent anywhere in the United States, I work for a company. My brokerage is eXp Realty LLC, and we have agents all over the country. I will get on the phone, call them wherever your area is, and I will interview every single one of them to the best of my ability. This costs you nothing. I will get a referral from that agent, but it doesn't cost you anything. And I will find an agent that can help you out. It's like any other interview process to me. Let me help you out when I can. All right, buyers, quick note. I wanted to include you guys in this too. This video is mainly for sellers, but I wanted to include the buyers on this. Target these stale listings. Because of everything that I've talked about already, if a house has been on the market 30, 45, 60, 90 days or more, it does not mean it's a bad house. Don't just look on Zillow for the ones that are just hitting the market. There are some great resales out there, believe it or not. I have a house right now, my flip house, that I have put close to $400,000 into. It's a beautiful house, and it's been on the market, I think, 60, 70 days, something like that. It's a little higher priced. It's on the market, but it doesn't mean it's a bad house. There's been a lot of money put into a lot of different houses. They're not bad houses if they're on the market anymore. And listen, don't be afraid to ask for the moon. This is all about a negotiating process. So ask for the moon and see what they come back with. Ask for everything but the kitchen sink. Closing costs. You can get a lot more now, especially if it's been on the market for a little bit longer. Even as much as $10,000 and $15,000 credits. If the seller wants to sell it, sometimes you buyer has a little more control right now. Make sure you're doing those inspections. Repair addendums, it's not that market was everybody's listing as is and they'll just take the home no matter what and figure it out later. Compare the new builds versus the resales. New build may be for yours. Like I said, the last 3 out of 6 that I've done personally have been new builds. There's some great incentives. Shoot, with new builds, companies are paying as much as $10,000 to $15,000 in closing costs. They're giving clients refrigerators, washer, dryers. They're including a lot of this stuff that didn't used to be included, and they're putting it in the market, and you're under warranty and stuff too. The resale work, and even tell them you're looking at new sales too. That'll all be negotiating things with your agent, but compare those. Be patient and don't settle. We have enough inventory right now. Make sure, I can't emphasize this enough. Yes, we as agents need to get paid as well, but I am the last one that's ever gonna rush you. If you don't like something in a house, we'll go to the next one. This is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make in your life, and one of the biggest financial decisions. You're gonna put more money down on a home than any other thing that you're ever gonna spend on. make sure it's right, especially when we do have the buyer has a little more leverage right now. There are markets across the United States that are in a buyer's market. Like I said, here in Columbia, we are in a perfect market. Sort of to give you guys a little bit of a quick example, anywhere from a 1 to 3 month, and this is just very broad, but 1 to 3 month supply of inventory houses in MLS is a seller's market. 3 to 6 months, it's a balanced market. 6 months plus, you're probably talking about a buyer's market where they have more control because there's so much inventory out there. Make sure as a buyer, get pre-approved and be ready to pull that trigger. There's nothing I hate worse than when I go to show somebody a house, I thought they were approved and they're not. You lose that house because somebody else wanted it more. They had to take 48 hours just to get approved. Again, negotiate everything. Back to the sellers. Okay, sellers, let's go ahead and review the strategies for the seller. Price against the builders. We've got to look at what your house is doing. You've got to have those prices against them. It's a fact. They're closing over the last 6 months, 28% of closed deals, period, are going to new builds. So you've got to make sure you're pricing against them. Know your competition and what you're going against, whether there's a bunch of new builds around it, whether it's a resale, whatever it might be. Win on condition and presentation. If you need to do upgrades, do emotional upgrades. That paint that I was talking about, getting rid of carpet, doing LVP. Again, you can price it more and even put in what your repairs were or your emotional upgrades were, but have them done or it will sit on the market. Emotional buyers will come in, they'll love it and they'll get it, but it's got to be those emotional upgrades. Consider a pre-listing inspection. A lot of people don't understand there are stuff that you need to look at underneath the house, whether it's plumbing. Some of my inspectors do pre-listing inspections. They're not as expensive as even some of the full buyer inspections that they do, but just if you need to. ChatGPT actually told me to offer concessions before the buyers even ask for. Yeah, I don't agree with that. It may come down as a strategy that we can put into it, but if you've got the condition, you've got the emotional upgrades, all of that done, I truly believe you don't have to put those concessions out. As the days on market get longer, you could possibly put them in there, but there's ways to get around. Again, remember we're talking about that net sheet. So there's ways to get around even losing money, but still looking like putting those concessions out there too. You can always keep the price up a little higher. Emotionally detach yourself. Again, I talked about this and I know you got a lot of memories in your house and it means more to you than anybody else. But it does not mean near as much to the buyer. Listen to your realtor on this when it comes to pricing your house. Listen to that first section that I went over in this video. And do you want the house to sit on the market? Or are you ready, even though you have those memories in that house, are you ready to get to the next house and make even more memories? Look forward, not backward. Number 8, why does this matter right now? Well, it comes down to the equity plus the timing angle. Here's the good news. Sellers in Columbia still have equity in their homes. Prices are holding. The economy is strong. It's slow and strong. The sellers who win are the ones who adapt before that desperation sets in. If you're thinking about selling here in Columbia or the Midlands, this is not the market to wing it. You need correct pricing. You need smart concessions. You need to be builder aware of what's going on with new builds too, and you need local knowledge street by street. Now, if you want the honest truth about your home's value and the best move, reach out to me. All my information is in the description below. I would love to help you out. And if this helped you, by all means, please subscribe to the channel. Again, give me a call, text, email. This market rewards the informed and it punishes the stubborn. You can't go without that knowledge here in this market. Let me help you. And if this knowledge did help you, share it. Give me a comment if I missed something. Listen, I have agents call me. I still learn. I've been in the business 8 years and doing houses even longer than that, just not as a realtor. I do not know it all. Different things experiences that have happened with you guys buying and selling, then I'll talk to you in the next video. And I'm honest, I'm down to the point, and I'd love to talk to you today.